Hey, seventh grade, and you just missed one of my more brilliant moments. Sitting in a comfy chair here, I spilled coffee all over myself. Yay! Um, anyway, I'm on lesson 12 and page 47. This is a context lesson, and our context story begins on page 173, I believe. 173 through 178. And I'll take a look at that after we talk about our 10 words. Take a look at that with you and point out any contextual um, clues that, you know, just to give you a heads up for what to look for. All right. So page 47, our first word is appease. Appease is a verb, and you may want to appease somebody um, by to make them happy. All right. So you might to appease Hollenbeck in the morning if you had me for the first class. Ooh, make sure she has her coffee. Yeah, that'll appease her. Okay, that'll make her happy. That'll um, you know satisfy her. So appeasing someone, you want to satisfy them so they aren't angry and take out their anger on you. you know, uh, Natives early would try to appease the gods. All right, so they do different things that they thought would satisfy, would please these gods that they created. All right, so that's what appease means. Archaic. Archaic is an adjective. Now, some might believe that I'm archaic, but not quite. All right. Archaic is of ancient times. All right. Archaic is um, from uh, from ancient ancient times or the olden days, and is therefore no longer useful. Okay, doesn't function in this society anymore. Okay, because it's archaic. Um, and it's funny. My husband, who's I don't know, funny, he has a record player in his classroom. Now you're probably thinking, what in the world is a record player? That is certainly archaic. Well, no, it plays records or albums, and he has these albums and his record player, and his students love it because it is so foreign. It is so, in their minds, archaic. All right, when they can have more songs on a teeny tiny little gadget. He has this big gadget. It's not like a Victrola. He doesn't have to wind it up or anything like that, but it's pretty cool. I was helping him get his room cleaned up because he started back to school last week, and playing records on that is just funny. But archaic, that's the meaning. All right, too old to be of any use. Trying to think of what might be, because I still use my typewriter, or my word processor. I still use that every now and again. So, I don't know. I guess I just don't like to let go of some of these things. Balmy. Last um, last lesson, in lesson 11, we had the word inclement. Inclement was an adjective. Balmy is an adjective as well. Balmy is kind of the opposite, um, where inclement would be a harsh weather. Balmy is a nice, gentle breeze, gentle weather, just very pleasant. All right, so they're kind of the opposite. Balmy, nice, gentle breeze. Inclement, opposite. Okay. So it's also an adjective. All right. Um, the word balm, a balm, the noun of balmy, which is the adjective. Balm is something that you would put on a wound um, to heal it. Lip balm, it's soothing, you know, those little what are Eos balls or whatever they are. I use a lip balm to soothe your chapped lips. Okay, so balmy is soothing. Okay, nice, mild. Okay, beguile. Beguile is a verb, and beguile means to swindle, to cheat, to well, and let me back up because this particular verb for cheating, beguiling means that um, you're going to cheat in a different way than the furtive looking and or getting the answers, writing them on the palm of your hand, that sort of thing. That's not how it is. To beguile someone, to cheat in that fashion, means you sweet talk them or flatter to try to get special favors, um, to get on their good side, like a person's or a teacher's good side, or to try to cheat in that way. All right, to try to get special privileges by beguiling or just flattering. Okay, so it's cheating in that fashion. Um, try to mislead or and trick in that way. Okay, um, con men might give a beguiling speech. All right, that may trick people out of money. Okay, commence, talked about in the analogies for lesson 11. Commence is a verb, and commence means to begin. Okay, a commencement speech is given at graduations. Well, it's the beginning of a new chapter in a person's life. When they graduate from high school, they're going on to their adult um, life and career and whatever. So they're beginning a new chapter in their life. So if I tell you, let's commence with class, let's begin with class. Commence is to begin. Okay? Espionage. The sixth word there. Espionage is a noun. All right? And espionage, it's one of my favorite types of literature, all right, or novels, fiction. I love espionage, having to do with spies, okay, and that sort of thing. So right now I've been watching over break all the Bourne Identity, Jason Bourne, and Robert Lud, what is his name? I forget his name. Ludlum or something like that. He wrote all these books and made them into movies. Matt Damon was Jason Bourne or is Jason Bourne, and then this latest one to come out, The Bourne Legacy. Anyway, it's spy stuff. I love spy stories. 007, Skyfall, love that stuff. All right. Um, anyway, espionage is the fancy name for spying, for anything to do with spy work. Okay, it's all espionage. Okay. Our next word is facsimile. Facsimile. A facsimile is a noun, and it's the It's it's an exact copy. Okay. Now you've heard the word facsimile, just the shortened version. Facsimile is the long word, the actual word for the shortened version, fax. Fax it on over. Send me that fax. What it's talking about is a facsimile, an exact copy. Okay. So facsimile, I think I told you, was a noun. Yeah. I suppose it can also be an adjective. Facsimile report. Yeah, it can be an adjective as well. Okay. Invincible. Invincible is an adjective, and invincible means unconquerable. Can't harm it. Okay. Um, you can't touch this. All right. You know, invincible. They can't be overpowered. Okay. Can't be conquered. I'm trying to think. We had another word like that. Another adjective like that. Huh. Can't remember. But a couple of lessons ago, I know we did. Okay. Let's see. Our next word is pretext. Pretext. Um, pretext is a noun, and basically, pretext is a form of a lie. Um, you know, if I was late to school when I was in high school, I may give the excuse, or I was late under the pretext of um, being caught in traffic or having a flat tire. That was always one that I used. Or seeing somebody in a car wreck and having to talk to the police. Okay. Um, those were pretexts. They were excuses for why I was late. Okay. Um, obviously didn't do that all the time, but if the person who drove me to school, if we wanted to stop off at McDonald's and get some cinnamon rolls and coffee or something, we'd come up with a pretext, okay, an excuse as to why we were late, okay, usually the flat tire, but so a pretext, it's kind of a long drawn out story or excuse, all right. The paper was late under the pretext of the dog eating it. Yeah. Okay. Vigilant. Vigilant is our last word, and vigilant is an adjective. If somebody is vigilant, they are very conscientious, very aware, very watchful, on top of things. All right. They are very aware, ultra aware of what's going on around them. Okay. That is vigilant. We have to be vigilant with our and aware in our walk on this earth, because we're being attacked daily, and so being vigilant in God's word for strength. That's how we survive. Okay. I think that's it. And I said vigilant was an adjective, and I told you pretext was a noun. So let's turn to page 173 And I'm just going to give a once-over quick look. I have all of my contextual clues marked in my book, so I can see. I see a lot of exact synonyms right by the word. That was pretty standard in the 8th grade context too. It's strange on how they change things, but there's um, a lot of exact synonyms right close by. We have an example. You know how you might understand the meaning of the word because they give you an example of it. All right. There's one of those in here I'm looking at. Yeah. Same. That's the only different one I see from the synonyms. Let me continue very quickly. Oh, man, I was thinking like the people who wrote this book because I placed balmy and inclement together, and so do they. So that's kind of fun. Examples, examples. There is an opposite in that first column on page 174. So watch for an opposite where they give you the meaning of the word by giving you its opposite. And there are clue words that point that out in the context. Words like no or not or un as a prefix. All right, so watch for those. Once again, synonyms. In the last column, there is a simile. All right, so they identify the word or they define the word by giving you a simile, by comparing it to something. And so inevitably, when they have that simile there, they're going to ask about it in the question on exercise 2. So if I were you, I'd just write down that simile, and it has the word like or as, you know, in the comparison. Such and such is like something else. All right. So make sure you write that down on their exercise 1 line because they're going to ask about it in exercise 2. Okay, they always do. And there is one, well, yeah, one word that's kind of away from the definition to some degree. They're all pretty much right there though. Okay, so that's it. And I'm trying to think of the date, the 18th maybe. The lesson 12 will be due. All right. So we'll see you tomorrow. Looking forward to starting off new quarter, new semester, second half of the year with you. We'll see you. Bye now.